Well, it's 14 days of coastal flounder season. If you were paying attention to what happened in the inland flounder season, well, you basically need a lawyer to go fishing to understand some of these rules. Well, anyway, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, pretty late to the flounder bite. I'm allowed one fish over 15 inches. I'm gonna gun for 18 to 22, somewhere around there. It's been tough because there's not much bait around after that hurricane. So it's not quite gangbusters September like it should be. So that's how it is sometimes though, man. Gotta make do with what you got. Gotta work these banks. That's it. Got 3 creeks here. Let's hit spot lock. We're gonna have to spot lock a bunch. Not the flounder. Pretty red though. Beautiful one actually. Always love the extra spots on some of these ones. All right, as soon as I get into these bays, I seem to be okay, but out of the bays, it's not great. Okay. Try this shrimp more. Got a Z-Man Easy Shrimp. Current's a little milder here actually. It's not ripping like it was the other spot, so maybe this is gonna work. I'm gonna move on in a minute here. You're coming home with me. Should we put this one in, or should we get a little choosier than that? Am I gonna make a fatal error here by keeping my first flounder that I catch? Oh, if he's at 18 inches, I'm gonna keep him. Then we'll goof around, look for reds and stuff. What do you say? Should we not get greedy? It's about 17 and a half. And what? I'm gonna put him back. It's gonna do just fine. I literally have been fishing for about 5 minutes. And you know what's gonna happen too. That's gonna be my last flounder. So let's do it like this. I get another flounder that's over 17 inches, I'll keep him. This way, I don't want to, try to look for the biggest one to keep. I just kind of want to fish. It's not the greatest conditions, but I think I could find a few spots to have a little bit of action. So. Second flounder. This one's definitely a downgrade from the other one, but we're finding a few. Red drum number 2, little guy. Lots of small reds lived in these areas year round. It's kind of a nursery for them. I don't think anybody's hit this stuff today. Shouldn't get too greedy. This might be a tough day, so. All right, this is my second legal flounder. I'm gonna keep this one. Just don't know if this bite's gonna fizzle. I might just get, you know, goof around and explore a little bit. So I'm probably just gonna compile a bunch of these videos together into a like a longer form video, because we have 14 days of flounder for coastal fishing in North Carolina. It's a mess, right? If I had to bet on it, probably it's just gonna be either this on and off closed 1 year, one fish for 14 days 1 year. They're gonna play political games with us, but you know, I don't want to really comment on that political side of it too much. But in the interest of making a fun video, I think I'll do like I'm probably not gonna flounder fish every day, but probably 7 to 10 days is my guess. So I'll try to change locations, challenge myself with it every trip. Today the big challenge is it's really windy out, there's no bait around, so I'm just kind of doing it old school, picking apart grass in peace. And this is a little bit of a better fish than the other one. This one's almost 20 inches, so I'm happy with that. These days, to me, 80% is enjoying yourself on the water, 20% or 30%, something like that is about catching fish. So that's my flounder for the day. Maybe I'll keep a trout, but one flounder, let's thank him. You know, I've really avoided fishing for them. We're trying to keep the bycatch to a minimum this whole summer, so let's keep a couple. You'll find some bigger ones for sure, but it's easier to catch this size with artificial. And he was just sitting on this grass point here. You can really just pick apart all these grass points, get your flounders. You know, be stealthy. That lure is a Z-Man Easy Shrimp. This is a good, just little backwater lure, 4-inch shrimp. Rig it up on a jig head. You know, usually when the water looks good, I can do well deep, but when it looks like garbage, the deep water just doesn't hold enough oxygen. So it's inconsistent, you know. Gotta be dialed. All right, I'm gonna make a couple casts on a dock or two and call it a day. Tomorrow, so where do we go tomorrow? Tomorrow's a weekend. I think we're gonna do something similar. I'm gonna change locations just for the sake of changing locations. Don't want it to get boring. I'm sure I could pick another keeper here, but want to be able to, you know, just have a little different setting or two. Flounder day 2. I literally just launched my kayak and I said I need just to find a spot where I could fish in peace today. Throwing a paddle tail today. Graduated from the shrimp for now. I need my glasses though. I feel like this tree, something about this tree here is gonna have a flounder. No, maybe not. It's disappointing. I would think there would be one right there. Looks pretty similar to what I was fishing yesterday right here, so bombs away. Some depth here. I don't know. That's a flounder. It's big. Nah, there's no way that's a flounder. Welcome bycatch every time though. Good size red. Back up off this grass here. Subscriber sent me this paddle tail. It's like a 5-inch one, super floppy body. Maybe it's like a, I don't know, but I like it. Okay, it's a slot red. I'm gonna put him back. Oh, he's missing his tail. So I heard that the tail rot is bacterial related sometimes, and I'll give you some more info I learned about that stuff. So learned a little bit about why some reds in some areas have that tail rot, because I was curious about it. But anyway, let's get back to fishing. We'll talk about the tail rot stuff, because you catch a lot of large drum with tail rot, and at a certain point that tail rot's fatal. Corner, current, grass, but maybe just a red there. Nice bite here. Fishing a big profile, man. So whatever I'm sticking hard. Oh, man. I think it's another red. Yeah. You know, yesterday I did the small lures, caught fish, but you know, I want to use the bigger stuff. And you know, not surprised getting more reds on big lures. It's a nice red drum though. Pretty big one, man. Oh, man. This water's not that clear, but that is a good drum. This one's much healthier than the other one too. All right, I don't know if that's a matrix shed. I'm not sure. Somebody can tell me, but we finally tore through it, so we'll retire this one. I'm probably going to catch not a whole lot of flounder today, but that's a really nice drum for shallow water. It's probably about 30 inches is my guess. Autopilot might have been a better choice today, but didn't quite use an autopilot friendly access point. See some bait here finally, not much, but enough moving around that's going to say maybe there's a flounder with it. Dude's all cracked out, running out for his flounder though. Another red, unfortunately for me. This one's a slot. You know, I actually don't love cold fronts for flatties. I find flounder to be one of the more fair weather fish you got around here. Don't get me wrong. You know, colder water is a little bit better. You know, 75 is going to be perfect for them for the next few weeks. But at the same time, come on, I'm getting blown around bad here. All right. It's been a tough morning, man. I'd rather let that one go, honestly. 15-incher though. To go in the creek. Ooh, we're keeping that one. Let's get it done. Good enough. Ooh, he's not done yet. Oh no! Oh, got him. I was wondering about that. All right, it's a tough day. So, you know what? I think we gotta just count our losses. Today's tough, man, so I'm keeping this one. He's probably another 19. You know, you fish with lures, you occasionally get a real doormat. Majority of the ones I catch on lures end up being, you know, up to about 22 inches. This is about as consistent as I get. So, but these are fine to eat too, so I don't really mind. And it's a weekend, and it's a cold front, and there's a lot of, you know, difficult conditions going on. Bird's nest on a whole spool of braid. It's just a hair under 19 inches, so. This one fell for the pink whiptail too. So I was using a paddle tail earlier. That first day when water temperatures change, 5-6 degrees, doesn't matter what the temperatures were. Some fish might fire off, like drum and striped bass, but a lot of the bottom fish just don't like it. So, all right, well, water's really dirty. To get these fish to react to artificial is not easy. All right, still early. This lure is a 6-inch whiptail shad, so that's why I switched to off the paddle tail. I actually sucked in a bunch of line into my rotor on the spin fisher. I was looking at a boat hit a piling, and then before you know it, me giggling wrapped up through the spool, and that was embarrassing too on my end. There's plenty to fish around, plenty to suck at, so I had a good time doing all that. I'm headed in right now. So that tail rot stuff, biologist told me it's because I assumed it might have been shark structure. Apparently it's water quality or bacteria related. And after fish loses a good chunk of its tail, probably that first red I caught, that bacterial infection becomes fatal. Basically, it starts to eat away at the fish, and there's no reversing it. The only ways to reverse it is early on during the infection period, is if those fish change their habitat. So that's kind of interesting. So a lot of times you catch a drum or a striped bass. I even caught big sheep's head, a lot of them actually, with that tail rot, half their tail missing. A lot of places are fighting with water quality issues where I live too. Having the right habitat's important for having big fish, you know what I'm saying? And big fish that are happy and able to, you know, do well versus, you know, big fish that are You know, the minute they swim in the waters and it rains, I want to get out of the grass environments. Hopefully I can get in the ocean finally, see what's doing out there. I haven't been out in the ocean in a bit, so I really want to get out there. So, all right, well, guys, appreciate everyone for watching. Well, it's flounder day 3. It wasn't supposed to be flounder day 3 for me. I was supposed to go, well, I did try the Noose River for big drum, and well, I skunked out. So instead, I got about an hour before rain hits. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go down the block, see if we can do anything here. Time to go, probably any minute now. Well, it's day 3. Day 3 has been really slow because there's not much fishable area for me this afternoon. But I'm at about 1.8 feet. There's this little cove with some mullet in it. Hey, there's a good one. It's gonna be my biggest so far and my shallowest. So this one's gonna be the first one to go in the freezer. So I'll freeze a couple. This guy's about 22 inches, just under 22. So that's not bad. I'm about to lose water in this little cove right now, so had a little technical issue there, but here we go. 22-inch flounder on a 5-inch zoom fluke, 1.5 feet of water. So that's a good one, man. Let me get them on ice, and probably gonna pack this one up. There's not much to do out here, not in these conditions. These aren't great conditions to explore. So a little meat fishing, little zoom fluke action. See a couple fish still in this cove, so let me give it another couple casts. Skunk this morning, caught my flounder this afternoon, so sucks I missed the recording on that. That thing actually fooled me for a red drum because it took some drag. We're skidding along there in 2 feet of water. Headed back in now. Nasty out. It's gonna get nastier. 3 days of flounder fishing, 3 fish to keep. You can check the video's description, links everything used. Really just fished plastics, Procure. Last few days I used Procure Menhaden, Procure shrimp, and yesterday I used big profiles. Today lighter profiles. First day Mr. Shrimp. So when we go home, got weather coming.